and 10 o'clock. The Royals, boo, lost. Yesterday afternoon, they lose to Cleveland. If they would have won, they'd have been 6-5, and Cleveland would have been 6-6, and the Royals would have been in first place. But they didn't win, even though they had an early lead of 1-0 behind the pitching of Noah Cameron. Cleveland tied it in the 5th and then won it in the 9th 2-1. Cameron goes 5 2/3, 6 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, 97 pitches to get through his 5 2/3. Love for him to go longer, but still, 1 run. Sign me up. Every start. Lynch came in and threw an inning and a third of scoreless relief. Nick Mears pitched an inning of relief. Then John Schreiber lost the game. And the Royals offense did absolutely nothing except for a solo home run from Carter Jensen in the 2nd. Now, they walked a bunch. That's a unique stat line. They had 1 hit, but they also had 8 walks. But they could not capitalize on all the free passes.
That's all we got. 1 hit.
You can't say here.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Walks. We talked about that with Jamie Bluma yesterday over the weekend. More walks in Major League Baseball than on Saturday and Sunday than in any 2-day span ever in their modern era in Major League Baseball, if you combine both leagues. So walks are at an all-time high, and we saw that yesterday with the Royals getting 8 walks. But when you combine that with only 1 hit, there's not much you can do. And so just frustrating loss for the Royals, losing 2-1. And they will, look, they started the season already down a reliever, an important reliever in Carlos Estevez. Whatever you think of Estevez, the Royals view him as their closer. And the Royals viewed him as one of their big 3 with Strahm and Urseg and Estevez. And so when you have a guy that you're counting on to be your closer, not ready to go opening day, and he was, and pick a reason. Lack of velocity, lack of command, as it was described in spring training, out of whack. We can say it's the tender foot he has now after getting hit by a ground ball in that first save opportunity. He's not available. Now, I would suggest even if he didn't get hit by that ground ball and go on the IL, he still wouldn't be available for high leverage situations because of the other factors that I've already listed. So you're already down a guy that you considered one of your high leverage relievers. And it just feels like maybe even with Estevez, they might be a reliever short. And so, look, when we get to 9 o'clock and we have Scott Sharp on the show, I'll just ask him, is there a possibility, because we already saw Luinder Avila come in and make a spot start, unsuccessful. We saw him pitch in the WBC out of the bullpen. And I know that Scott had mentioned on the show with me a couple of weeks ago that the fact that Avila was in the WBC hurt his chances to make the team out of spring training, and they still view him as a starting pitcher even though he was used as a reliever successfully in the WBC. Just got to ask him, what are the chances that he could help this baseball team as a reliever this year as opposed to a starting pitcher? Because I do still think if they utilized him that way, I think he could be a really, really good reliever. And perhaps another high leverage reliever that the Royals could use. And again, I understand that the Royals might be overcompensating from the number of injuries that they suffered to the starting rotation last year. And there was a lot. But it seems like once Kolek gets healthy, they have enough depth to absorb those injuries with Ryan Bergert and Stephen Kolek down at AAA in the rotation. And I mean, the Royals rotation has been really good. Now we'll see Cole Reagans if he can get things figured out and offer up a good start against Cleveland in this next game. But overall, I mean, haven't we been happy with the performance of the rotation? So it's not like one of these guys is going to lose their spot due to performance. It's all about health. As long as they stay healthy, that's your rotation. Cole Reagans isn't going anywhere. Lugo's not going anywhere. Waka's not going anywhere. Cameron's not going anywhere. You know? I mean, those are your guys. And so, yes, you must plan and must have depth in your rotation to be able to absorb injuries. And yes, they had a bunch of injuries last year. But if you got a guy that could help you out of the bullpen right now, and that doesn't, if he was used as a reliever this year, that doesn't erase him from contention as a starting pitcher in future years. I'm curious to see if they believe that's a possibility. Should be. Because you can't waste, and look, the bullpen wasn't the biggest problem. The biggest problem was they got one hit yesterday. And the team can't put it all together. You know, they're not taking advantage of really good starts. And the offense has been inconsistent. It's shown some promise. But, man, when you go on the road and you got a chance to win a series and you got a chance to get a win and get into first place, and you got a guy that gives up one run, and you get in the ninth inning, if you still give it up one run, you got to win that game. I also did mention Chris Bubich in the rotation. He ain't going nowhere as long as he stays healthy. But I feel like they got the depth. Now, is this about maintaining starting pitching depth because you plan on trading one of them? That's a possibility. Because what do the Royals have that they could use as trade chips if they do want to improve the offense or if they do want to go out and make a move? Starting pitching. And so I'll hear that. That's a possibility. They're still in the... Look, this is still an evaluation process. You know, we got to see... I don't know, I'll ask Mike Boddicker about this. You know, you feel like you got to see, 40 games or so, 30, 40 games, to where you really start to get a feel for what this team is or what they can be, or maybe what, if any, glaring weaknesses there are. I mean, we're only 11 games into this thing. we can start to get some ideas, but, I don't know, 40 games in maybe. Then you can really start to wrap your head around what this team is. Like, okay, you know what? They're a bat short. You know what? They need to add to the bullpen. Like, I don't think, unless somebody gets hurt, they're good with the rotation. It is what it is, and it's good enough to win. It's good enough to get in the playoffs. Good enough to win in the playoffs. They're not going to try. They don't need to improve catcher. First base is set. Shortstop and third base are good to go. Kyle Isbell hadn't been the problem in center field. And so is Isaac Collins enough? Is Jack Caglione the answer? Is India the answer? Those are the questions that need to be answered. So, this is a frustrating loss yesterday. Jake says he'd like to hear from Matt Quatrero, Royals manager, after the loss. And so would I. So let's hear what Q had to say first about the start from Noah Cameron.
2 ground ball hits. Johnny puts the ball on the ground a lot. It's really the walk that hurt us, putting the runner in scoring position. We knew it was going to be all lefties. That's not the ideal situation, but we have a lot of faith in him. And getting the cutters in on lefties is a big part of his game, and getting above the bat with the fastball as well. They looked away. At least that's what it looked like from my vantage point. I definitely haven't gone back to look at it yet. Yeah, we weren't going to use Ursig, Strom. We were trying to stay away from Cruz and Avila, and so yeah, we were. But Schreiber's a guy that's going to be in those games in that spot anyway. So even if they were available, very likely he's in there. Yeah, I'm not worried about Schreibs at all. We're going to use him in high leverage. He's going to pitch against righties and lefties. This team's always challenging with the matchups, but we have a ton of confidence in him. That was great. He was efficient. He was. They tried to match up with their righties. He had a good changeup. He had a good slider. He was throwing a ton of strikes. 5 2/3, 1 run. You can't ask for much more. He could have, that was his first time getting into the 90s with pitches, so I thought he did a phenomenal job. It was more or less batter to batter. If the first 2 hitters had been very efficient, maybe he's out there, another hitter, but I also didn't want to bring somebody in with a mess on the bases in case 2 guys got on, and we liked Lynch in that spot anyway. That was the only run we put together. We felt really good about him in that last at-bat, too, when we had second and third. I've had all the confidence he was going to come through there, but Armstrong made a good pitch to him. The challenge, obviously, that was about as close as it gets, but it was a good time to take it. We didn't do enough to move the ball at times, but yeah, we had base runners, we had opportunities, but obviously the hits eluded us.
That was Matt Quatrero. He started off talking about John Schreiber in the 9th, and then finished off with his thoughts on Noah Cameron. Walks will kill you, man. Especially as a reliever. But bottom line is this: you got to score more than 1 run. You got to capitalize. When you're given 8 free passes and you can only combine that with 1 hit, not good enough. So there you have it. He did mention Avila there, didn't he? So, and look, I don't want people to jump off the bandwagon because that kid can pitch, and that kid's got great stuff. He had a bad start, filling in for a sick Michael Wacha. But it'll be interesting to see how they utilize him moving forward. Also be interesting to see how long it takes for Carlos Estevez to get back to at least being the Carlos Estevez that we saw last year. Because again, I'm just going to tell you, and I know he's on the IL because of the foot, but he was having massive issues before then, and we've seen this many, many times in baseball. when a reliever hits a wall and goes off the cliff, it could happen real quick. And there have been relievers better than Carlos Estevez that all of a sudden they've just lost it. That's the volatility of relievers in Major League Baseball. And so, do I think the stint on the IL is going to fix everything with Estevez and he's going to come back and be the guy that he was last year? I hope he is. But still nervous about it. Not nervous about Mike Boddicker joining us. He'll do that after this on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Good luck.
Oh, I'm not even trying. I quit. We got these new microphone stands. Mike, you like them?
I kind of do. Steven doesn't, I don't think.
I'll get used to him.
It's like he's fighting an octopus in here. Yeah.
I don't like them for other reasons.
They pick up other sounds that they shouldn't.
They don't have
Like-
shock absorbers.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
Every time you touch the countertop.
You know.
Oh, I hear. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's dangerous for you.
We'll all get over it.
Yeah.
This
How
too
you-
shall pass.
I've said that a lot over the past week or so.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's been an interesting, and again, I had a great time with my family in Chicago, but it's been an interesting
The journey through it.
week of challenges.
Serenity now. Serenity
Oh, let me
now.
tell you, I was trying to, and I woke up, and I'm just, it's been one thing after another, you know. So, and then yesterday I went and spent time out at Richie's house because he couldn't go with us to Chicago, and then I stopped by and ate dinner with my dad because I brought the Meach Italian beef sandwiches from Portillo's.
Oh yeah.
And so they love that. And so I want to bring them a little Chicago back home. They love Italian beef sandwiches. So I took, Richie's out to him and took some time to play a couple video games with my son. He played some songs for me that he's going to play at an upcoming solo gig. You'd appreciate this, do a little singing together.
He's going. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got on the
You were singing.
acoustic.
You were singing Elvis, no matter what he was saying.
You know
right?
what? No, I was thinking he was. We did some Black Crows. Sang a little bit of Billy Joel.
Yeah.
He's working some stuff out with me,
Nice.
getting my opinion. And then we played some Undisputed, and we were both furious because somehow we lost with Canelo Alvarez, and so that was pissed me off.
I played Billy Joel yesterday with my granddaughters.
Oh yeah, we listened to Billy Joel all the way back from Chicago.
Yeah, the kids found some harmonicas in the playroom, and they were.
See?
Yeah. You want to hear? You want to hear a harmonica?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they went ahead and I took my sandwich to my dad, and he made me some chili. So sat down and talked to him for a little bit, and then got home, and I'm happy to report prom dresses have been purchased.
There you go.
Didn't find them in Chicago, but we found them back in Kansas City.
Of course, it's the
So
best
this
city
is-
in the world.
well,
That's why.
This has been, you're talking about high anxiety, because prom is like in
Right.
you
I
know,
know. Yeah. My
not
grandson's going here.
not
Coming
too
up. Yep. Near future.
They should have been purchased by now. And then we started to get nervous, and so they got it done, And so it was, and I have an eventful day today as well. But we're getting things done, It's always when you get back from town, it's like, good God, I got a checklist. And one of those things is to watch the Royals. Unfortunately, they lost yesterday. Thoughts on the game, the 2-1 loss to Cleveland yesterday?
Jake kind of played it. My buddy Euchre, he got one hit.
How about the walks, though? Getting on base, baby.
I agree. Hey, you got to do something different. Their approach is terrible. You can't get that many guys on and not push some runs across.
That's all. We got one hit.
You can't say here.
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Yeah. They had enough runners on. You got to do something different. You got to push some guys, hit and run, bunt, do something. If you're not swinging the bats, you got to do something different. I had a tough time with that yesterday. Watching Cameron throw well, and then Schreiber gave up a couple hits, but you only get one run. You have that many base runners out there to squeak a couple runs across. Yeah, that was just poor execution.
Also doesn't help. It's like 35 degrees.
Yeah, it was.
That was
That's part of the deal, though.
that was the
we've
third
all-
coldest, but that was the third coldest game ever in Royals history.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I played in the East Coast. That was pretty normal.
Sure, but that always favors the pitchers.
It does favor the pitchers, and it also contributes to the walks.
But you hated pitching in that cold weather.
I
You liked
hated
it when it
it.
was hot.
I love it hotter the better. It is tough because the breaking balls aren't as sharp. If you even get a feel for them, command is not as good. And I thought Cameron did a great job commanding. He kind of lost it there in the fifth. He caught a couple balls in the middle, but or I guess it was the sixth. Yeah, sixth. But he threw well. Our starters have been great. Bubich had a little hiccup the other day, but other than that, you look what our starters have done. We're just not hitting the ball. You got to score some runs.
They haven't been consistent offensively.
Yeah, do something different.
Like-
I mean, they had, I don't know. We had one game where we scored a bunch of runs. The rest of them has just been nothing. I mean, you played, 11 games now? You had one game where you scored some runs? That's not good. And we have enough people that should be able to do some stuff. We've got all-stars on this team.
But is it too early to make any, like you said, do something different? You know Bobby Wood Jr. is going to hit.
You know they're going to.
You know
but,
these guys
hey,
are going to hit.
How many games are you going to lose until you wait until they do hit, though?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
So basically, okay, we're not scoring right now. We will, but we're not right now. So what are we going to do? How about a hit and run? How about bunting some guys over? How about doing something a little bit different to push a few runs across? Since our starters are sticking it up the other team's rear.
Wow.
Come on. You got to do something different. Is that Q? Is that our hitting coach? What is it? Try something different. You can't throw something against the wall and expect it to stick and keep doing it. That's insanity. You got to do something a little bit different. And then eventually, as it warms up here, guys are going to get hot. I mean, you're looking at the top of that lineup and you're going, oh man, they've got some firepower, but they're not right now. So let's win some games the old-fashioned way. Push some runs across, steal some runs, whatever it takes. You got to win those games. You know, that's aggravating to me. And you'd think, okay, it's a great pitcher's deal. No, Cameron threw well. But when you get 8 walks, you got to find a way to push a couple runs across.
So what would you do different?
I would start runners, run and hit and run, bunt, do something different. Make them feel the ball in cold weather. Make them do something. You just can't get up there and swing and swing and swing and nothing.
You're frustrated, aren't you?
I am, because we should be better than this. I sit there and I look at this team, and I'm going, we should be leading the division right now.
Well, if they would have won that game yesterday, they would be. So the stuff.
Well, that to me,
they're not buried.
They're not buried, but I mean, we should be, 4 games better than we are right now with the way our starting pitchers are thrown. It's hard. It's hard to watch that. You're getting production from the bottom of the order. Isabel, India. I mean, you just go. Those guys down there, getting in a few runs. Carter Jensen, he's leading the league team in home runs.
Well, he sure looks like the real deal.
Yeah, I just hope he doesn't get home run happy, because that happens to young kids sometimes, where they get up there and they're just cartwheeling trying to hit home runs.
I wish Caglione would get home run happy.
I just want him to get
I'd
on
like
base.
to get happy that he hit a home run.
He will, but if he gets a hit or two a game, plays decent defense, it'll come. He's too big and strong. He's going to realize you don't have to swing too hard. You just have to put the ball in play, and if he does that, the balls are something's going to click, and he's going to hit a bunch of home runs in a hurry. Just like Bobby Witt. He's going to get hot, and then that's what's going to happen.
You talked about being more aggressive. What do you think of Isaac Collins getting picked off in the third? Like those things, like he walked and then he got picked off. Then Isbell walked. You could add first and second with nobody out.
Exactly. Our Our base running has been atrocious the last few years, if you look at it.
Why?
That's your coaching staff. Whatever's going on there, you got to be better.
Do they need to get Rusty Kuntz more involved again?
Yes.
Did
I'm
you
just going to flat out say it, yes.
when you were browsing through social media and X, did you see what
Yeah.
Eric Hosmer had to say about
No, of course I didn't. You know that. I don't look at that stuff.
about Collins getting picked off?
No, I did not.
This is Jake looks like he just started paying attention. You wouldn't hear what Haas had to say, don't you?
Yeah, I didn't see this.
We can't kill innings like that on the bases, boys. Especially with the starter grinding early, and we were in an advantage count. No reason for an aggressive jump in 2-0 advantage count with Isbell hot and top of the lineup coming up. If it's a hit and run, we got to make sure he goes home anyways. Can't make these mistakes against good teams. Just simply bad ball and gives them momentum and they're starting a new life. Hum now, boys. Hashtag Fountains Up.
He's right. You can't.
That's pretty critical for a guy.
No, he's just being honest.
Hey, I like that.
I do too. Just being honest. But and like I said, if you look back at the past 2 or 3 years, our base running's been terrible.
But you want him to be aggressive, but you don't have faith in the base running right now. They got to figure it out.
They do have to figure it out.
Because like you said, this team's not hitting the ball well enough or consistently enough to...
Exactly. Just go out there and figure out how to scratch and claw a couple more runs across during the course of a game, and we win these games. You can't have that many base runners and not only score 1 run on a home run. No, that's not acceptable.
You don't chalk it up to the weather?
No. Not me.
Jake does.
No, it was cold.
Third coldest game in the world. It
was cold.
It was in the 30s.
I've been there, done that. Get over it. Both teams have the same problem.
Yeah, but you were pitching.
So
It helped you.
no, that's gonna get a guy picked off because it's cold. Come on. No, that's just an excuse there. No, pitchers and hitters have it the toughest. And the problem is, it used to be when it was cold out, man, you'd run fastballs on people's hands, trying to get that bumblebee in their hands, sting.
Yeah.
Anytime they foul the ball off, you can just see them shake their hands. They didn't want to hit.
It'll be a little warmer today. First pitch will be about 46.
That's good. That's a lot warmer.
Yeah.
They'll be out there in shirt sleeves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be 50 at 1 p.m. and 53 at 2. In Cleveland.
That's an awful place.
How do you feel? Yeah.
Oh, it's just an awful place.
How do you feel about Cole Reagans right now?
He threw good the other day.
Yes.
Yeah, he threw good. Yeah.
Not good the first start.
Yeah, you're going to have a few of those. It just happened his was right off the bat.
Very good the second start.
Very good the second start. Yeah, Bubic was very good the first start. So not great the second start, but you look at the overall body of work of our starters. It's like, wow, they've been good. They've been real good. And you mentioned the bullpen with Estevez and but that's not our problem.
No, but
it is, but it isn't. That's not. No.
That does leave a gap when you lose your closer.
It leaves a gap. Yeah, it does.
Do you have faith that he's going to come back and be the pitcher that he was last year?
If he gets his mechanics right, yeah. He might not be quite as good. Age does a little something to you. Innings does a little something to you.
But relievers are different because we've seen guys
fall off cliffs.
Many, I mean that's.
Well, hell, I fell off a cliff really fast.
Right,
so,
but it's a rarity to see a closer be able to maintain elite status for years and years.
Not without a specialty
anymore.
pitch, yeah. And as hard, anymore, because everybody throws as hard as they can, and so basically you have a window, and all of a sudden it closes quick.
Look how, and they were two of the best relievers in Royals history. But look how short that span was for Wade Davis and,
Yep.
and Greg Holland.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm
It doesn't last. It doesn't last.
No,
forever.
there's some freaks like Goose Gossage who,
right.
but generally most of the guys like
Billy Wagner.
Yeah,
I mean,
and Quiz had something different. Mariano Rivera had that cutter. I mean, Bruce Sutter had the splitter. I mean, everybody had specialty pitches that people knew they were throwing. They still couldn't hit, and they lasted a long time. They didn't have to overthrow. But overall, if you have high velocity, your window's a lot less to be successful. Now, if you and I watched a few games here lately on the channels, the amount of lack of command is just devastating right now. I mean, you guys mentioned it yesterday about the amount of walks that are.
more walks
Yeah.
on Saturday and Sunday than in any 2-game span in the modern era in baseball history.
Exactly.
Why?
Everybody's trying to just throw it as hard as they can, and they don't care where it goes. They can't command. There's zero command. I watched Cardinals the other day, and one of the local kids, Ryan Stanek, pitches for the Cardinals. So, and I coached him. I thought, well, I'm going to watch a little bit of this. Stanek's in. And he was just rearing back, throwing as hard as he could, and basically left 3 hitters in a row, balls right down the middle, base hit, homer. Cardinals are up 6-3. Now it's 6-6. And you're going, what the heck was that? How about locating a pitch? Maybe getting a ground ball. That doesn't happen anymore with relief pitchers. Very few of them. They just rear back and throw it as hard as they can.
Is part of it just getting things worked out early in the season?
A little bit, but most of these guys, they had their work in spring training. They should be getting it going.
You don't have any problems with the rotation. You shouldn't, because overall they've been really good.
Yeah, no.
So then who?
I really don't have a lot of problem with the bullpen. I have problems with our approach in hitting right now.
What relievers do you not have confidence in when you see him come in the game? How do you feel about John Schreiber and
Schreiber is what Schreiber's been the last few years.
I got a friend that loves the Royals and loves baseball, and is in agony when John Schreiber comes into a high level situation.
That's because you never know what you're going to get. You know, he could be fabulous, or he could just be terrible, and that's what he's been.
And every time this happens, I got to hear.
And Q just said,
I knew it was going to happen.
That's Q just said, we're going to throw him in a high. That's probably not where you want Schreiber.
I can't stand him.
But isn't that a result of Estevez not being in the back end?
Part of it.
Wouldn't that probably have been Strom?
But
that's what we talk about the bullpen.
The problem early in the year is guys. You get 5, maybe 6 innings. You can't run the same 3 guys out there every day. But they have to have guys that can come in and do the job.
But that's also why I'm bringing up the idea of when is Estevez coming back, and when he does, is he going to be the guy you can trust in the 9th inning?
They're going to have to take your boy and make him a reliever down to minor leagues.
Well, he's pitched out of the bullpen before. He's on the roster now. They just said, you heard Q talk about they wanted to stay away from him. And that's what I'm going to ask Scott Sharp a little bit later.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like even without Avila as a starting pitcher, they have enough depth overall. Just I would be in favor of them. Just okay. You know what? The best way he can help us this year is in the bullpen.
Yeah. Do you want to win, or do you want to win later?
Let's harness this tremendous stuff and ability 1 inning at a time.
Yeah.
You on board with that?
Yeah, I'm good with him being a reliever. And number one, that's the way you learn in the big leagues, being a reliever. That's how it used to be.
But I just think he could be really I think he'd be really good as a reliever.
There you go. Do it.
If they committed to it. But as Bluma talked about it yesterday, for a lot of organizations, they have to fail as a starter sometimes before they
And that's how it is now.
Turn them into a reliever.
It used to be different.
Right.
It used to be just.
Well, some
the-
organizations,
just the
that's
opposite.
the way. That's
Yeah.
their gateway into the majors.
Yeah.
We're gonna start. We're gonna pitch out of the bullpen, and then eventually you'll be
exactly.
And you like that.
I do like that. I do, because that's where you sit and you learn and you watch and you get into some innings and realize what you can do and what you're capable of doing.
So you would like the Royals to say, "Let the boy watch."
Well, or get him into some games and let him learn. That's what you want to do. Maybe not high leverage right now. Maybe just get in there and find out, and then gradually work him to the back of the bullpen.
I'm trying to keep Jake on his toes right now because I think he got soft while I was going. Lebo and Nate,
He's
they're
tight.
They're not. Lebo and Nate are not going to keep him on his toes like I will. Look at
Oh,
him.
that's for sure.
The reaction time.
Let the boy watch.
See, that's all I want.
He's got his hood on in there, so he really can't
Let-
see him.
I'm cold.
Do you agree with that? Would you like to let
Don't
the
you
boy
have a
watch?
thermostat in there?
My wife says, no, Gabriel, leave. I say, no. Let the boy watch.
Right. Right. Let's take a break. There it is. Let the boy watch. Back after this on WHB. What's up, Kansas City? Stephen St. John here for my good friends at Weather Tech Renovations. And if you think you have issues with your roof, and maybe you've suffered some roof damage in any of the recent storms or crazy weather, the high winds, we've had hail, we've had rain, we've had heat, we've had cold, we've had it all. If you need someone to check that roof out and make sure everything's good to go, then you need to contact WeatherTech Renovations. Number one, you can trust them. Because I sure as hell can't get up there and figure out what's wrong. And even if I did, I wouldn't know how to fix it. So you need to get somebody that you can trust. That's WeatherTech Renovations. They can help you protect your home, protect your investment, and gain peace of mind before severe weather season ramps up. They specialize in roof inspections, storm damage repair, and full roof replacements. They have an experienced team led by my guy Brian Donegan, and they'll give you an honest assessment and walk you through the insurance process if needed, making everything simple and stress-free. And that's what we all need in life, right? Things to be more simple and stress-free. So schedule your free roof inspection today with WeatherTech Renovations and make sure your home is covered this spring. Give them a call today. 816-988-8957. 816-988-8957 or online at WTRenovations.com.
Keep pushing.
That's right. And after I had a quick dinner with Steve St. John Sr., I went...
That's always a pleasure.
It sure is. And as you can see, it stayed on. See my...
I voted.
Sticker. And, of course, Steve St. John Sr. always said, vote for me.
I'd vote for him.
Because no vote in his stead because, he can't.
It's all right. It doesn't matter anyways.
Why is it? But
you're bad.
You want to talk about any of the...
I love it when he calls me out of the clear
do you?
blue. Yes, I do.
Well,
don't you, Jake?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, it's the best.
you should call him. You should talk to him because he was mad this week.
Was he? I might have to give him a call.
How much can I say on the air?
As much as you want.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a button in there,
He had a trip
push.
planned. He had a trip planned that got canceled, and he was looking forward to the trip, and he was mad. Okay, and so then before I left for my trip,
why didn't you take him?
Well, he didn't.
That'd have been fun.
Yeah, I've been on enough trips with him to Chicago, and they were very fun. But I called him, and I could tell that he was under duress. Something had happened, and it didn't sound good. And I go, "What's going on?" Because I was getting ready to go and see him. Was it the next day before I left? So I just wanted to see him before I left town. And I could tell he was kind of reluctant to tell me, but it sounded like he wasn't doing it. I go, what's wrong? Tell me what's wrong. It's not funny at all. It's not funny. And Jake, it's not funny. He fell off of his bike. He's got that electric bike, but he fell off of it in the driveway. And
So dismounting?
Well, no, he just getting on it. He hadn't even, he's trying to get back in the swing of things.
Those things go fast, too.
Well, yes, and the way he described it, it caused me to somewhat giggle, but I was concerned about him because he got banged up. He goes, I was fixing that, I got on and hit the wrong thing, and I'm like, I got to get someone's ring footage of this if I could get my hands on this. But then and he kind of downplayed it, and he goes, I don't care. I went and I rode it 20 miles anyway.
That's right, he did.
I said, okay.
That's right.
All right. And his wife confirmed that. And I get over there the next day. This guy's got bandages everywhere. He cut up his leg. He cut up his arm. He cut up his shoulder.
Damn.
I mean, he...
And he still went on the ride.
And he showed me, and I had taken Julia over there. It was after a track meet.
Blood all over the
by
driveway?
The way, Julia set a personal best on the long jump on the
That a girl?
track before we left town. And so she was excited to go over and tell Grandpa, right? Mm-hmm. And then she walks, and she goes, "What happened to you?" And he goes, "Oh, I fell off my bike. Don't worry." But then I rode it for 20 miles. That's what he wanted you to know.
Uh-huh.
That after he fell off, he still rode it for 20. I said, "Did you have a helmet on?" Yeah, I wear my helmet. But he looked like he rolled down a hill or something. And so you might want to call and check in on him. I went to see him yesterday. Everything's healing. But he got jacked up.
Yeah, but the old boys like us are tough as nails, man.
He wasn't exaggerating. He went and rode it for 20 miles afterwards, bleeding and everything. I go, was that necessary? Yeah, it was necessary. Okay.
It's a good blood trail.
Right. Jake, does that impress you at all? Or is that maybe something that...
No, of course it does. But I also, that's about what I expect.
Yeah,
will you check on him, though?
I will definitely check on him.
He's very unwilling to tell me if something really hurts. I said, "Are you sure? How much? I'm fine." I said, "You want some more chili or not? I'm fine." Now, I think he might tell you guys how many,
I really jacked that up.
Right. But he's not interested in telling me the full... And I go, "Now, how did you do?" "I fell, all right. That's what happened. Who cares? Who cares about the details?" So he'll tell you guys, and he just won't tell me.
He might.
If any of his neighbors are listening and have any footage of this, if you could somehow get that in my hands, I could give you some Joe's Kansas City barbecue gift cards in return or something. Swing some kind of deal. But if you guys,
I had a Z-Man the other day, by the way.
Well, thank you.
It was unbelievable. Again,
if you guys could just give him a well check, and just
I will. Yeah.
Just the idea that it happened in the driveway was.
I'll just say, your son was laughing at you.
No, I was not. Just the way he described it, it was hard not to. What are you talking about me on the radio for?
That's right.
He was, that thing's Can you imagine? But he's all right.
That's the important part.
Yeah, back in action, ready to go.
Still did 20 miles.
Right, still
Damn right he did.
Nothing.
So please check in on him. We'll take a break. Back into this on WHB.